I can just stand up and go, oh my God!
It was a lot better deal, but man, that guy ended up getting fired not long after he fired me, and the main manager of that store was like arrested for like, he was like, fucking, what was he doing? He was fucking the store over. He was getting a lot of money from them. He was stealing from people. They did a lot of shady shit while I worked there, and I started to find out about it, and I really didn't want to work there anyway. I just had really bad problems with the morality of that place. But anyway, I left there and I worked at another shop for a while, and then after that, basically, they kind of fucked me on that deal too, because they told me I'd have a full-time job, and once the summer like basically quit, and we got to the slow part of the year, they just stopped giving me work. They didn't like fire me or tell me I was like I quit or anything like that. Like they just stopped giving me hours. And when you work like by like what's called flag hours, you get paid for like the work that you do. It's worth so many hours of pay. I was getting like $20 per flag hour. It was decent money when I was working. I could usually in an 8-hour day pump out 10, 11 hours. It wasn't that big a deal. But anyway, point being is that after the summer was over, they just quit giving me hours. I ended up having to go back to this one place I used to work at the gas station, and I worked in they were a store too, and I worked overnight in the store, and that was the shittiest job I've ever had. Like, to do all that work and to like go through all that schooling and try to, you know, pursue what you want, to then lose it all. And it was right during the crash of the economy when they let me go there too. They finally did tell me like, we gotta let you go. I couldn't find work any damn where. Like it was so shitty. And I didn't want to actually commit to pulling in there with all the gravel I was starting to. I was like, nope. But anyway, I ended up going to the point where it was like, you know, I had to come back to working at this place I used to work at, but all they had for a full-time position was an overnight position. And that was the shittiest job I've ever had by far. I fucking hated that job so much. And I didn't mind doing the hard work. It was a bitch. Like, it was hard fucking work at times. And I could live with that, but what I couldn't stand was just, like, how shitty they treated you there, like, for what you did. You know, this place was super racist, too. Like, most people think, oh, you can't be racist towards a white guy in America. That's bullshit, man. I was fucking, my boss was a Mexican guy, and my supervisor was a Mexican guy, and I don't have any problem with that. I'm not trying to say that was racist. What was racist is that all the other Mexicans that worked there, which is half the people I worked with, had like, they had like weekends off all the time. Any vacation they wanted, they'd ask for like last minute, they'd get it. I'd put in vacation like a month out and get denied like a week before I was supposed to go. They had the easiest fucking sections. These guys would joke around, bullshit, and talk all night, where somebody else in there, if it was a black or white guy, they'd get on their phone and for like 5 minutes make like a quick phone call while they're still working, you know, like, you know, phone on shoulder, like working, and they get bitched out and ridden up and shit, you know. And man, they were just hard on me, you know. I got into a wreck at one point on my bike. Somebody cut me off in traffic. I got hurt. I cracked like some ribs. And they were like being a complete dick to me. Like they were threatening to fire me if I didn't come back soon enough. I was like, look, man, I just got hurt in an accident, you know? He's like, I don't care. If you can't do your job, then you're fired. I was like, wow. And then one of those Mexican guys like rolled his ankle, like doing something stupid at work, like climbing up on the steel beams, which you're not supposed to do. Rolled his ankle. Should have been written up and fired even, you know, at most. They basically gave him like a little slap on the wrist and told him he could come in and mop the floors for the next like 4 or 5 weeks, which nobody even did overnight. There was a guy who would come in right before they'd open and would use that machine to like mop the whole floor, like one of those like I call it like a fucking Zamboni, like a mop Zamboni, but he would take care of all that shit. No, they told this guy, go ahead and just do something. It's completely useless. It's gonna get done anyway, because you're my homeboy or something, you know. I don't know. I was fucking annoyed as shit by all that. I'm not even gonna attempt that. I just got stuck in the mud earlier, and so that's how that shit went down. It was terrible. Like, literally, I'd be driving to work down this little stretch road right here, and I'd be, like, sitting there, like, seriously, no fucking shit, like, contemplating, like, just wrecking the piss out of my car, because I knew that meant I wouldn't have to go to work that night. I was like, they can't get that mad. It'd be an accident, as far as they know. That's when you know, if you have a job where you're contemplating that shit, all I can tell you is you need to get another fucking job. Because that shit ain't good. And that's where I'd gotten with that job. And I'm just kind of exploring this area right now. It used to be a mall here. I know you've probably seen this in a few other videos. I just like riding around here looking at all this shit. Look at this. Look at fucking goddamn hole in the ground. Anyway, so, you know, that job sucked really, really fucking bad. And I worked that job for like a year and a half. And all I could think about the whole time, like, you start thinking back, like, yeah, if I never done this stupid fucking schooling and try to go out and make, you know, be somebody, go to school like they all say, and, you know, don't be where you're at, you know, try to go fucking accomplish something in life, I would still fucking have that job and be making pretty good money, you know, like, not great money, but okay money, because I was in that position. When I came back, even though it was the same company, they started me back, like, on bottom pay, which took me 4 years to get to where it was decent money there, and, yeah, struggled all the time, month to month on paychecks, you know, didn't have money for shit. I mean, not fucking shit, man. I was just fucking, like, broke all the damn time. You know, that causes problems, too, with me and my wife, you know. Like, when y'all ain't doing good financially, then shit ain't doing good. So, you know, that was a bad deal. But then, you know, fortunately, things got better. I was looking all the time for another job. I think that's the one thing you can't do, because everyone who I worked there with all hated that job, too, except for the Mexican guys. But, it was mostly, like, black guys, and I think I was, like, 2 white guys. I was one of them. Oh, shit, this is getting muddy in a hurry. Turn around before I hit that water part. Anyway. And, man, like, they all were like me, dude. They hated that job. But, like, most of them were a lot older than me. Oh, God. Fuck. They just fucking hated it just as much as I did. Like, passionately hated their fucking job. But they would never do shit about it. Like, I'd always ask them, like, are you fucking applying? Are you trying to do something else? You know, are you putting your fucking resume out there? No. And it's like they just were giving the fuck up. Like, that's just, they were okay with doing that. And I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm not okay with this job. And I kept applying myself and trying to do better. And eventually it worked out, and I did. And that's, you know, I ended up leaving them to go to a job where I make just about 3 times as much money as I used to make there, you know. So, best paying job I've ever had, what I have right now. And I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. I still talk to some of those guys up there at the old store every now and then, ask them how they're doing, and they always talk about me, oh, big money over here, gone off and done this and that, and I'm just like, you know, shit thing is, I've tried to hook half those guys up with jobs. I know they're capable of doing it, but when they just don't have the will, it's weird. It's like they feel like, oh, I'm just stuck here. Like, one guy, I basically had him set up where he turned in a resume, and all he had to do was like, it's like he gave him the wrong number or something, and like, they were trying to call him. They couldn't get a hold of him, so I'd given him the number. Oh, I can't wheel it. I'm just burning out. Mud on that tire. And it was like as if he just... I wonder if he did it on purpose. Like, he gave him the wrong number, so I gave him a number. Like, dude, if you call them, they're basically going to, like, ask you to come in for an interview. They want to interview you. And he never would. Like, he just wouldn't do it, you know? And it's like... I don't know. But anyway, like, point being to that whole story is, the shittiest things fucking get, you gotta fucking... You just gotta fucking push through it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta fucking... Just gotta keep your head up, you know? You can't just get there and all, oh God, my life is fucking miserable. Your life is fucking what you want it to be. And if it's shit and you don't want it to be shit, well then just tell yourself this is temporary. This is not where I'm gonna be for the fucking rest of my life. You know, try to imagine yourself somewhere else and then do what you need to do to get there. Don't, you know, get off work and just be all depressed and sit at home and not do shit about your situation, you know? Don't sit there and go, oh, well, I'll turn in a resume to this place next week. Fuck that, man. I mean, you gotta know sometimes, too, it might not just happen just because you're trying hard, too, but you can't just not try, because that's 100% nothing's gonna happen if you don't ever do anything. If you put yourself out there, there's probably like a 2 or 3% chance eventually somebody will pick you up, you know? And if that's what it takes, and that's what you gotta do. That's just the bottom line. I'm probably gonna have to split this bitch up into fucking 2. I feel like this has gone on for a long time. Oh shit, my dash is like turning on and off. like I said, you can't get you gotta try to give yourself at least that 2% that, you know, things are gonna get better. And if that means too you do have to go to school or do something, do whatever it takes. You know, you can make the shit work. It's not like impossible. Nobody knows what that means when I put my hand up like that. Anyways, so I'm probably gonna have to split this shit up into two. I think I'm talking way too long. My bike seems to be okay. I'm gonna pull off here and see what's up with it. Anyways, I don't know what was up with that. I'll continue going where I was going. I was about to just say, oh no, my bike's broke. This is a graveyard over here, so you got all these limos and stuff. Oh, they're making a new roof thing to it, I guess, or something, like adding on to it. If you're in the business of storing dead bodies, they're just gonna keep piling up. Haha! Later.